Abortions breed violence. Only if it's black and Hispanic people. The rest of y'all can get it. Y'all should have practiced abortion in like 1492. In God's image. You are definitely not in God's image. We just read God's image. Give me Revelation 4:3. We want to see God. Hey, you want to see God's image? Can I show you God's image? Yeah, exactly. Hey, see, at least he knows a little something. So so let me get that shirt then. Since I'm in God's image.
Right.
Black and Hispanic people are special. And let me just say that.
That's something they can't deal with. But I'm something they gotta deal with. Shout out Waka Flocka and Killer Priest too. I'll go silverback, word the gorilla Hebrew. My flow vivid like the pictures Picasso draw. They wanna dome me and stone me like the Apostle Paul. But I died and came back like Lazarus. An activist of Yahweh Shai and Nazareth. And Yahweh the blueprint and the catalyst. The immaculate, no blaspheme or sacrilege. And I don't need a new drop of Zora. I'm yelling Illuminati like Tupac Shakur. We the Nephilim.
Go.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory to the Most High God Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here to wake up our people, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, to their true identity, which is the Israelite of the Bible.
Right.
Also to condemn this wicked so-called prayer meeting day that they got going on, trying to pray this wickedness on our people.
That's right.
The Christian church teaches you not to keep the laws of God, right? Well, let's see what the Bible says to those that pray when they don't keep the laws of God. Go ahead.
The verse of Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
Those that turn their ear away from praying the law. Because that's what y'all doing. That's what the Christian church has been teaching us for 500 years. To turn your ear away from the law. Well, let's see what happens when you pray and you turn your ear away from the law.
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
Wait, read that again.
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
Even your prayers are abomination. Matter of fact, give me, let me see, dang it. Give me 2 Timothy. Give me 2 Timothy 2 and 15. You know what it talks about a women preaching? Because we got women preachers up here too. We got women trying to teach the Bible and they clapping it up. Let's see what the Bible says about that.
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got Matthew 6. Give me Matthew, read that, let me see. I suffer not woman not to teach. That's not important. Go ahead, get that. Let me see your phone, by the way. Go ahead. Matthew 6, start at verse 5. Oh, I got your phone? Oh, come on, the water. Salaki. That's why I knew where it was at. Read.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 5.
Read.
And when you thus prayest,
And when you pray, because that's what they're trying to do, correct? Go ahead.
thou shalt not be as the hypocrite.
Hey, those that try to teach you to be righteous but don't keep the laws of God, go ahead.
For they love to pray, standing in the synagogues.
Hey, that look like a synagogue, correct? They're standing in the synagogues and praying. Go ahead.
Like they getting hot.
And in the corners of the streets.
Wait, where are we at, Sean? On the corners of the streets. They like to pray in the synagogues and the corners of the streets. And they're trying to figure out how to get us off the corner. You're not going to do it, Edomite. You're not.
Right.
We're on public property on this side of the line. Go ahead.
That they may be seen of man.
Wait, read that again.
That may be seen by man.
That's what they doing. National Prayer Day is so you can be seen of men. They just want men to see them and be like, look at those righteous people. Look at them. Everybody point and smile. Keep going though.
Verily I say unto you,
Truly, the Messiah who you say you're coming in the name of, Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
they have the reward.
Yeah, there's your reward right there. Everybody smiling. People walking by us to go see you guys pray. And the woman teach. You got the supper woman. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach.
Wait, what's that again?
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
He suffers not a woman to teach. Paul, who you guys claim to believe in, your Messiah, because that's the Christian church's Messiah, is Paul, is saying he suffers a woman not to teach. But if we quiet down, that sounds like a woman teaching. Go ahead.
Nor to observe authority over the man.
That's what happens when you take control of the church. You're a usurping authority over men. Go ahead.
But to be in silence.
But to be what?
In silence.
But they ain't silent at all. They trying to turn their speaker up. You can tell they can hear us because they trying to ignore us. They trying to ignore the prophets of God with that false doctrine they teaching. Go ahead. Oh, that's it on it? Go back to the lesson. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Let me get, what you got? Yeah, no. Get Matthew 5 and 17. Get 1 Peter 2 and 15. Because they're going to say that the law is done away with. That's their favorite thing to do. We don't got to keep the law. We're under grace. Well, let's see what Christ said. Let's see who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ said. A black man. Not where is the sign at? Not this homo right here that y'all love to teach. Y'all love to perpetuate the white man as Christ. I got news for you, black and Hispanic. Ain't no white man cracking the sky to save you.
That's right.
It's going to be a powerful black man who you call Jesus Christ that's coming to destroy these other nations and to save the elect and the 1/3 of Israel. The
That's
so-called
right.
black, Hispanic, and Native American. What you got? Okay, what you got? Start up. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17.
Read.
Think not.
Think not. Don't even form this thought in your head. Because that's what they did. They formed this thought in their head. They thought to themselves, if we tell them they ain't got to keep the laws of God, they ain't got to keep them. We'll just say that Christ nailed the law to the cross. We'll just say that after that, Paul and Peter had a conversation, and then the law was done away with. Well, let's see what Christ said. Go ahead.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
So think not that Christ came to destroy the law. Go ahead.
Or the prophet.
Or the prophets. You hold that. Give me Isaiah 8 and 20. 8 and 20. Give me Isaiah 8 and 20. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go, because we're going to see what Christ is talking about. Christ quoted a lot from the prophet Isaiah. So let's see what he's actually quoting. Is it 8 and 20 or 5 and 20? I want to say it's 8 and 20. Give me Isaiah 8 and 20. Yep, Khan, go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20.
Read.
To the law.
To the law, to the Torah, to that thing you say is done away with. Go ahead.
And to the testimony.
And to the prophets that taught the law. Go ahead.
If they speak accordingly to this word.
If they don't speak according to the word of the law and the prophets, what does it say?
It is because there is no light in them.
It's because there's no light in them. The Christian church ain't got no light because they're telling you not to keep the law. They're saying the law is done away with when Christ literally said, do not think that I have come to do away with the law.
Right.
Go back to Matthew.
Khan.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Till heaven and earth pass. Look at that. Heaven, earth. It ain't passed. Go ahead.
One jot.
One jot. That's one stroke. Go ahead.
Or one tittle.
That's one dot. Go ahead.
Shall not a wise pass from the law.
In any way pass away from the law. To this day, we still got to keep the laws of God. You still can't eat pork. You still got to grow your beard.
Right.
You still can't eat shrimp. You still can't do any of these 613 things that God told Moses to tell us not to do.
That's right.
Keep going.
Till all be fulfilled.
So every last thing in the Bible, in the Torah, and the prophets is fulfilled. Go ahead. What's up, man? You got a comment, concern, question? You walked up here and shook your head. What's up?
I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish? How are you Jewish?
Huh?
How are you Jewish?
Israelite.
You're an Israelite. What's your ethnicity?
What?
You're an Israelite. How are you an Israelite?
You know what?
No, I don't know what. I knew I went in high school, but I stopped tagging a long time ago, so I ain't seen him in a minute. So who's what? So I know what. Tell me. How are you Jewish?
The Lord's work, or you hear
We're doing the Lord's work. We're here condemning the devil.
I'm not condemning the devil.
The Bible said to do though. I don't speak Yiddish. I speak the Paleo. Atala Yehudi. Adumi collect.
That's right.
Adumi collect. Atala Yehudi. Atala. Hey, when did your people go to Deuteronomy 28? When did they go through that? They did it. It was blacks and Hispanics on slave ships.
That's right.
He's so hurt. He heard Atala Yehudi and knew it applied to him. Hey, the black man's a real Jew.
That's right.
But hey, he's Atala Mamzer. Hey, the one, you know how to speak Yiddish like that, so you know what I'm saying? Keep going,
Khan.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Hey, what does the Christian church tell you to do? But hey, they tell you don't got to keep the law, so they teach you to break at least the least of these commandments. Go ahead.
And shall teach men so.
And what do? They teach men to do these things. They teach, hey, hold on one second. I just thought about something. America hates the Most High God. Jewish people obviously don't keep the law. And he fights for the Navy. That's a 3-time loser right there. And he just waiting to be missile food. Hey, so anyways, back to the point. They teach us to not keep the law. Go ahead.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom.
Hey, that's your destiny. You so-called blacks and Hispanics in the Christian church. You're going to be the least in the kingdom.
Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, woman, and child, you got enemies. You got enemies. If y'all run the video back, y'all gonna see that decrepit animal, she's our enemy. You see that these people that own the China Express, those are our enemies. You sit in that corner and you go to that liquor store with Ishmael running, those are our enemies. Why do you think they sell us blunts? Why are blunts so cheap? Why is it you say you spend less when you buy bigger bottles? Because they want you to be poisoned. They want you to poison yourself. They want you to get high. Why do you think drugs are so easy to get to the ghetto? Why? Because they want you to be destroyed. They want our people to be destroyed. They want everyone to say, because as long as we're in this position, they can run the world. But as soon as the children of Israel return, that's it for them.
The main weapons, aggression and damage. Not to mention the pollution affecting the planet. And they murdering blacks and oppressing Hispanics. And niggas still buying Jordans and catching the trends.